Good morning, everybody. We're going to close out the week of reviews with another installment of the CSNY Archives box set review series and another sub-installment of the Neil Young Archives Volume 3 box set review series with one of my favorite discs from the box set, Grey Riders, which is basically a disc of Neil's country period from 1984 to 1985 with the International Harvesters, both lineups, and the Crazy Harvesters, which is a hybrid of Crazy Horse and the International Harvesters. Now, the lineups for the International Harvesters were, first of all, in 1984, Anthony Crawford on various instruments, including guitar, banjo, fiddle, and many, many more. Neil, of course, on vocals and guitar and harmonica. Carl T. Himmel on drums. Tim Drummond on bass. Spooner Oldham on keyboards. And Rufus Thibodeau on fiddle. And the lineup for 1985, the only ones that changed, I think, are Spooner Oldham, who was replaced by Hargus Pig Robbins, and Tim Drummond, who was replaced by Joe Allen on bass. And the reason this is one of my favorite discs of the archives is because there's a lot of live unreleased material on here, one of which we already covered, but we'll get to that in a second. The disc opens with a couple of live performances from the Saddle Rock, which is a club that Neil played in I think it's San Diego or somewhere in California, called the Saddle Rock, and to kind of warm the band up, Neil played this club, and he the songs that are represented from the Saddle Rock on the CD are Amber Jean and Get Back to the Country. I wish he had included Saddle Up the Palomino, because that was one of the songs that they performed at the Saddle Rock shows. And I think a la the Boarding House shows in 1979, Neil and the Harvesters did an early and a late show, over like 2 days, I think. But and I have heard that show, the Saddle Rock show. I think they just did 2 shows in one day, but I have heard those shows, or at least one of those shows, in its entirety, and it's amazing. So that's why I wish that he would have included Saddle Up the Palomino, because that was one of the songs that he had never done live until then. But like I said, the Grey Riders CD opens with Amber Jean and Get Back to the Country, and then we also get some highlights from A Treasure among those, a more polished version of "Are You Ready for the Country?" I want to say Amber Jean is on there as well. "Let Your Fingers Do the Walking," and you know, a bunch more. And then the disc really gets cool because, like I said in the past, we get a live version of one of my favorites from Old Ways, "Misfits," which we already did a review of. We already did a song review of that number, and I'm gonna place a link up in the cards to that and our review and a link to the A Treasure review series playlist. And we also get studio, towards the end of the disc, we also get a studio version of one of my favorite late period Harvesters numbers, "Nothing Is Perfect," which I had always wanted to hear a studio version of. Actually, I thought it was another live version, but upon re-listening to Grey Riders for this review, I discovered it was a studio version. And another song that that I had always wanted to hear and couldn't until now was a song that I had read about in Shaky called "Time Off for Good Behavior," which was written about Neil's brother Bob, going to serving time in prison for marijuana. And actually, Neil served as a character witness for Bob when he went to trial. And you can read more about that in Shaky. And we also get a live version of one of my all-time favorite Neil songs, a song that wouldn't see studio release until "American Dream" in 1988. But Neil first started doing this song with the Harvesters in, I believe, 1985. It's a song called "This Old House," of course. And I believe the version that's on Grey Riders is the version from the very first Farm Aid, because I remember Neil and the Harvesters did "This Old House" at Farm Aid 1. And so, like I said, this is one of my favorite discs from the archives, and I really hope you enjoy it. By the way, it was released on September 6th of 2024. And we also get the title tune of the disc, "Grey Riders," which is the take that was on "A Treasure." I give this 5 stars. Shot and produced by Adam Barrow. Audio and video provided by Pixabay, WeVideo, and the YouTube Music Library. Photos taken from Google Images. Screen recording taken from Wikipedia.